bunnies. Welcome to Books Cause Insomnia. My name's Michelle, and this is an exciting video. This is my first video ever on this page. I'm really excited about it. I do have a main channel. I'm assuming many of you have already been over there. I do have some book videos on that channel, so I will be, at the end of these videos, I'll be linking different book videos that I've done on my other channel just so you can kind of see more of my book videos and get more familiar with me. I do have a whole book playlist over there, but I decided to do it. I decided to go after it. I decided to go ahead and make a Booktube page dedicated to nothing but books. And I'm super excited. I would love it if you would leave a comment down below or an emoji or something, just so that I'm kind of nostalgic, just so that 5 years from now, I know who my OGs are. I know who the people were that were here from day one. I thought it'd be fun in my first video on this page to give you guys a chance to get to know me in case you haven't seen any of my videos before. Like I said, my name is Michelle. I live in Las Vegas. I'm self-employed, and I'm also a YouTuber. I love to read. My books that I really love are mysteries, cozy mysteries, thrillers, horrors, the occasional contemporary fiction, historical fiction, and I do occasionally read classics. I try to read one every month. I'm not always able to do that, but I want to do that. I also read the occasional nonfiction book. So if you love books, stick around. There will probably be something that you're interested in along the way. What I plan on doing is letting you guys know what hot new release books are coming out and doing reviews on them. I also want to do book hauls and take you shopping for books with me. I would like to talk to you about older books that I think are wonderful and maybe getting certain editions of certain books and being on the hunt for those, that kind of thing. Doing some reading vlogs, you name it, all kinds of bookish stuff. So if you're interested in what the new latest and greatest books are, if you're interested in just book reviews or you're looking to get motivated to read more, stick around. I think you're going to love this page. I thought it would be really fun to do a tag for my first video, and it's just a way for you to get to know me a little bit. I'm sorry about the background sound. I have my AC on. It's so freaking hot here in Vegas today. I'm not used to the heat anymore. We had a long winter, and I'm hot. That's the only way I can do this. So the name of this tag is A Few of My Favorite Things. And I don't know who wrote the original tag. I looked all over the place because it was originally a blog situation, and I went from page to page to page, and I just could not find who originally did this tag anywhere. It just kept going and going and going. So the truth is I have no idea who the original author of, or who originally came up with this tag, but thanks for doing it, whoever you are. I love this tag. Okay, a book that scared you. Well, when I think of being scared while reading a book, I automatically think of books that scared me as a teenager, because is there anything more intense than the fear that a teenage girl feels? Probably not. And the book that really scared me as a teenager was The Funhouse by Dean Koontz. I don't remember why. Maybe I should reread it. I just know that it scared the ever-loving crap out of me. A book that made you laugh out loud. Eleanor Oliphant is Completely Fine by Gail, Honeyman. This book definitely made me laugh out loud. I struggle with anxiety as well, and a lot of people can't tell, but I do have social anxiety a lot. That would shock anyone that knows me in real life away from YouTube, but I do. I have a lot of social anxiety. My husband's really aware of it, but most other people have no idea. I'm very good at hiding that I'm feeling these feelings. And I saw so much of myself in her. I wasn't laughing at her. I was laughing with her. But it was somewhat healing in a weird way to know that it's not just me, that other people feel this way too. A book that disgusted you. Okay, I love this book, okay? I'm not throwing shade at it. But a book that disgusted me was Beloved by Toni Morrison. The reason it disgusted me was I read this book originally 20 years ago, and it just shocked and horrified me to discover what slaves went through. And it disgusted me. But it was so touching and moving. I loved the book. I've probably read it 4 or 5 times now, but I don't think I've read it in a good 5 or 10 years. So maybe I should reread this one as well. Is this going to end up being a bunch of books to reread video? Maybe. I don't know. I guess we're going to see where it goes. But this is a good book, though. If you are interested in understanding what happened to slaves or understanding our history in America, I really recommend this one. Really, really good. A book you loved in preschool. Actually, I do have one of these, but this whole series, the Ramona Cleary series, the Ramona Quimby series by Beverly Cleary. My mom read the first one to me, maybe it was the first 1 or 2, and I loved books so much from such a young age that I actually learned how to read pretty young. By the time I started school, like kindergarten or preschool, the same thing, I already knew how to read. I was already reading books like this, but this was definitely a big preschool thing for me. I loved this series. A book you loved in elementary school. Actually, I really liked, and I'm sorry, I lost the dust jacket to this, but this is Shel Silverstein's Where the Sidewalk Ends. I have all kinds of notes through here, different pages that are circled and hearts on different pages, and I don't remember what it all means, but maybe someday I'll try to figure it out. I'm not sure, but I just loved this book. I loved reading it and rereading it and trying to get the rhythm of it if I read it out loud. It was kind of a big deal for me, this book. A book you loved in middle school. In middle school, I really loved the Sweet Valley High books. The Sweet Valley Twins books were kind of towards the end of grade school, is it grade school? Like junior high, it was Sweet Valley High. And I do have one book, but I want to show you the first book in the series, so I'll put that up here just so you can see which books I'm talking about. But those were definitely my favorite. A book you loved in high school. Okay, in high school, it's kind of weird because I really have been reading on a regular basis since I was about 4. I think it was 4 when I started actually reading books myself. High school was a good time for me. I read Stephen King, I read Dean Koontz, I read V.C. Andrews, and I read John Grisham. I read a lot of authors in high school, and thank God my mom wasn't one of those parents that only wanted me to read children's books or something. She let me read whatever I wanted to read, and it really helped advance my reading faster. So my favorite book that I can think of that I read in high school, I read my senior year. It was The Rainmaker by John Grisham. I loved that book. I don't even know how many times I read it, but I absolutely loved it. A book you hated in high school. I really had to think about this, and I had to even think about what books I was reading, and finally one really came to me that I hated. Mixed Blessings by Danielle Steele. A book you loved in college. Okay, I had all these books in a nice stack down beneath me on the floor, and my cat Marty decided to come up and knock them down, and he also scratched one of them. So that actually happened here. But a book that I really loved in college, I'm assuming they're asking me when I was assigned reading that I loved, and that was Grapes of Wrath. I thought this was a impeccable book. It was written by John Steinbeck. It was about the Dust Bowl migration, and for some reason, I've always had kind of a connection to that era of our history. I don't know why. I don't know if it's, I like doing genealogy. I don't know if it's that when I do genealogy, that tends to be an era that I've been able to delve deeper into or what, but I love reading about the Dust Bowl migration. Just starting over, doing what you have to survive, that kind of thing. A book that challenged your identity. You know, I thought and thought and thought about this, and I have no idea what that even means. Challenged my identity. What? No, nothing. I've never read a book that like made me question who I was, if that's what it means. So I have no answer for that one. A series that you love. One series that I love that I'm still reading now, I'm just going to grab one of them, is this series here. It's the Domestic Diva Mystery series by Krista Davis. I love these. These are cozy mysteries, and they're about a lady named Sophie Winston, who she's a party planner and she likes to cook, and I love these books. They're very cozy to me. I love her friends and her pets and her house and just the neighborhood. I just love it. Your favorite horror book? I had to really think about this one because that's one of my favorite genres. And I was trying to think, like, just now with this, it's like I'd almost have to think of something that kept me up late at night, couldn't put it down kind of thing, but somewhat recently. So for me, that was Winter Counts by David Heska, Wanbli, Weiden. This book, there's some parts in it. I don't know if you want to call it a horror or a thriller or a mystery, but there was parts in it where my heart was beating fast. I could not sleep. I had to know what was going to happen next. So to me, that's a really, really good horror novel. Your favorite science fiction book? I don't think I have one. I don't know if I've ever really read much in the way of sci-fi. I mean, I did really like this book, though. Let's see, where is it? The Space Between Worlds by Micaiah Johnson. I did love this, and I think this is classified as sci-fi, so we'll say this one because I really did love it. It made me want to read more sci-fi books. I just haven't. Your favorite fantasy book? A Ring of Endless Light by Madeline L'Engle. Love this book. I read it in junior high, and it was really epic for me. Oh, you know what? I did have one. A book that challenged my identity. It was this one. Shanghai Girls by Lisa C. It goes into the history of China, which is very fascinating to me, but it's also about loss, jealousy, sacrifice, love. It's very emotional. I got very attached to the characters, and it kind of helped me grow as a person. So I guess if a book did challenge my identity, maybe it would be this one, or it just helped my identity move forward, I guess. I felt super attached to it, though. Your favorite mystery? My most recent favorite mystery that just comes to mind was A Woman in the Window by A.J. Finn. This book, it was my favorite kind of mystery where it wasn't just, it the psychological kind of mystery. I love that. I love trying to figure out what is going on, and this definitely was a good one for me. Your favorite biography? That is Love Lucy by Lucille Ball. This is a really good book. It goes into her childhood, how she got into Hollywood, her relationship with Desi Arnaz, but also she was a huge pioneer for women in the film industry, and it goes into that. Really good book. I definitely recommend this if you want to get motivated. Your favorite classic? To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee. This book I read for the first time when I was 13. My brother gave it to me as a birthday gift, and it just kind of takes me back to my child within. It's also about where and why other people are coming from. Like, not, that's the message I got from it. Not judging other people, really trying to understand who they are, where they're coming from. I just think it's a beautiful book. Your favorite romance book? I'm not really a romance novelist kind of girl, a romance novel kind of girl. I don't know if I really have one. I guess this one, the Star-Crossed Sisters of Tuscany, I thought this one actually did a really good job of talking about love and what it really is and what it really means. I feel like so many books are kind of, they walked off into the sunset together and everything was perfect, and it's like, that's not really what love is. So this one for me, I guess, really hit home what love really is. I guess that's my favorite romance novel. Your favorite book not on this list? Okay. Nosferatu by Joe Hill. I love this book. I think it's so good. It's got very real characters that are very unlikable, but yet so completely lovable at the same time. I know, but if you read it, you'll know what I'm talking about. What book are you currently reading? I am currently reading Big Little Lies by I'm currently reading Big Little Lies by Liane Moriarty. And I just started it. I'm on page 20. I'm not sure what I think. I think I like it, though. And last but not least, what book have you been meaning to read? Well, I've got a stack of them up here. Let's see. Peter Pan by J.M. Barrie. It's definitely something I hope to read soon. We'll find out. I also have 3 new books, 3 new releases. They're going to be in my next video on here on Tuesday. And I will be talking to you about why I got them and why I'm excited to read them. And I will be reading to you what they're about. So those are definitely more books that I am looking forward to reading or meaning to read. So that's it. If you guys have any questions for me, be sure to let me know down in the comment box. Please, like I said, please leave me a emoji or a comment so that I know that you're one of the first ones here. And yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited about this book page and what you and I can turn it into. I think it's going to be really fun. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day or night. Hopefully you're able to fall asleep with all that fun reading that you're doing. I love you. Bye.